All right, I gather you've had enough time to read it. All right, how they hanging? Peter here. G'day viewers. As usual, working on something and forgot about you bastards and got the job half done. But I thought better late than never, because I've discovered some pretty interesting things on this Honda lawnmower. Now this one was given to me by my brother-in-law. He's a contractor, so it's seen a fair bit of work, and the chassis is fucked, the gearbox, auto dry's fucked, but these motors are pretty damn good. So I poured a bit of petrol down the carby and it popped off, so it'll run, but I put some petrol in the tank and it won't run. So there's a fuel blockage. And I've just pulled the carby off. But I did run some fuel, so there's not a blockage. I actually don't think there's a filter in it anyway. But fuel gets to the carby, but it won't run. However, I have discovered some interesting things that sort of piss me off. I'm easily pissed off. I'm a grumpy old bastard. So you can see I've got the carby off. And upon doing that, where is it? I found this component here, which is that's the insulator. And you can see there's like a piston arrangement in here. See how that moves that. And there's this pad here. And I was a little bit confused by this, because I've not seen it before. I'm not a lawnmower mechanic, I'm just an ordinary shit kicker like you bastards. And I noticed there's this component in here which is embedded, hang on, it's embedded in a cylinder head, and I reckon that is a wax motor. Now a wax motor is basically, you know how remember the old wax-filled thermometers that usually had a red wax in them, and they'd tell you the temperature? As the wax expanded, it would push higher up in the fine glass tube. Well, imagine a balloon full of that wax, and what happens is when the cylinder gets hot, it pushes this piston out probably 1/8 of an inch or something. I'm guessing. What the fuck do I know? I've never seen one of these before, I'm just surmising. And so what it seems to do is when that is in that position, that wax motor acts on this, which pushes that, so you get that. And what that corresponds here to opening the choke. So you can see what happens is when the cylinder head gets hot at a given temperature, it pushes that, which takes the choke out, so you don't have to do it. Now also I've noticed that this mower has no throttle cable, so there's no driver input as to engine speed. So it just runs at, the governor seems to be working quite well. The governor is working quite well. So it's governed to a certain speed. And so to operate this mower, all you have to do is turn the petrol on, pull the bales back, which I'm going to disconnect. You can see I've just disconnected this because I don't like this whole setup. Yeah, so if you open the fuel cock and pull the starter, it will go, because the choke has to be on because the cylinder head is cold, and if it's hot it'll be off, and it'll run. And I think to myself, these have a finite life. I mean, if you used the old system of just having a linkage here, and in a certain position the choke, it puts the choke on, but then if you throttle it back a little bit, it takes the choke off. That requires operator input, which means you have to have some knowledge as to what the choke does, because if you leave the choke on, it's going to wash fuel off the, the fuel will wash oil off the cylinder walls, so the piston will wear out, so the life of the mower is shortened. And also, if you leave the choke on, which if you put it into start position and don't throttle it back after it's started, it will be running rich. So A, the performance will be poor, and B, the plug will foul. So all of this is for Honda's benefit to not have warranty claims, because if there's a 2-year warranty or something, this part's going to last 2 years, but it's not going to last 30. And the only advantage is that they won't get so many warranty claims with a fouled plug. So that's why they've done it. They've actually made it worse, because this mower, there's no way that's going to last for 30 years. And yeah, so that's the modern way. Make things idiot-proof, so you need no knowledge to operate them. Then they wonder why people walk backwards and cut their legs off. And now the same thing with this this brake. See how there's a brake here, and there's a little switch here. I'm just going to get a bit of baling to a wire and just short that out, because I think it's fucking stupid. So anyway, so what we're going to do now is pull this linkage off, put the carby on the bench, clean it out. I think there's a blockage somewhere. Maybe there's a fuel filter in there, who knows. And we'll see if we can get this old bird to fly. So, okay, well, fucking hell, fellas, I forgot about you again. Sorry, I put it together. See, you are the last thing on my mind. I'm really not a YouTuber. But anyway, I'll tell you what I learnt. I got it apart, and the main jet at the bottom, and there's an emulsion tube that goes up through them. Now, both of them were filled with a real jelly green sort of a substance. So I have some confidence that this mower was filled with 2-stroke. And I think that would make sense, given that my brother-in-law employs mentally challenged people, because he gets money from the government to employ them. And so that would make sense. So there was a bit of a split in the old fuel line. There's the rest of it there. So I've just cut a new bit of 3/16. These spring clips don't fit on the OD, so I think it'll be all right without them. We'll see how we go. I'll just push them on and see how it goes. I think it'll be all right. So I pulled out the chamber and the bottom jet, and I pulled out the emulsion tube. That took a bit of getting out. Actually, the jet was one of those things, am I going to break it or not? The only way, my first choice was this screwdriver, and I thought, oh, it's going to break, because that one was a bit small and the next size up was a bit big, and because of this wedge shape, I couldn't get it down the hole. So I found this. I've got plenty of these, but not long ones, because it needed to go down to get the jet out. Anyway, I found this and I put it in, and geez, when I was cracking it, you know how the die cast and the brass sticks together? I thought, I'm going to break it, because I could have put on a 1/4-inch ratchet handle, and I thought that's just going to break something. So I preferred to use this handle, and it was just on my strength that it cracked, and I thought, gee, that was borderline whether it was going to break or not. Anyway, so I got the jets out. I gave them a hit with carby cleaner and compressed air, blew it all out. I just put it back together, and then I thought, fuck, I haven't videoed any of this. I'm going to put a new bit of fuel line on, and we'll put it in and see if it goes. So we'll see what happens. Okay, so I got it all together. I've got no air filter or anything. Actually, let's turn the petrol on. As you can see, I've jerry-rigged a bit of wire, so that's holding the brake and the ignition switch off. I'll let a bit of air into there. As you can see, the chassis is fucked on this. So, I mean, I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but let's pull the handle. Well, this is now redundant, which is good news. Actually, I'll try and, I don't know what you can see. Ugh. The starter's a bit how's your father. Whoa! Now, as you can see, I'm trying to get away from the noise. As you can see, it's hunting. Might settle down. I'm not sure. Oh, yeah. Sounds a lot better. I think when it warms up, maybe that wax motor will pull the choke off. But it could be a bit lean, because I'm not exactly sure if I put those gaskets in the correct order, because I didn't really take them off, they fell off. The other thing, it hasn't got a disc or blades on it, and if I put disc and blades on, it might run properly. I don't know, but I fixed the carby anyway. It was full of shit from two-stroke, so I'll let it warm up. Anyway, uru. Yeah, so I put the disc and blades on that mower. This is a bit later. It's later in the day. And that fixed all that hunting problem. And I think when I put the air filter on, that will be better even again. So the mass of the blades and the disc, it's expecting that when they design the carby. So when I was running it with no, basically I suppose you call it a flywheel effect, so that motor now runs smooth as a top, and yeah, if I had the starter's a bit dodgy, and if I had a air filter for it, it's a good motor for something. I think I'll probably put it on another deck or something. But as I was putting the mower away, I just heard a car. You can see where I live here, close to the road, and I heard a car go past, and a bit of an unusual noise, and it took off up the hill. So sounded a bit dodgy to me. So being a sticky beak, I suppose, a bit of an Nina Sharples, we'll go down and see. Because we live on a quiet road, but you do occasionally get tourists and things, and there's only 2 houses in my street, so there's realistically only 2 people that should be living here. I can see. Can you see that? It's a little baby wallaby. It's a male little wallaby. He's as dead as a maggot. So yeah, that's what a wallaby looks like. It's a male, so I don't have to check the pouch. Saves me a drama. See the feet? They can rip your guts open. They'll stand on their tail and fight you. But mostly it's the I've either got to dig a hole and bury it, but I think I'll ring the council. It's fucking easier for me. So, one of the joys of living in Australia, isn't it? You got to deal with the wildlife, but gee, there's plenty of kangaroos that are written off a car too. You can have a $60,000 BMW or something, and you hit a 6 or 7 or 8 foot kangaroo. Yeah, your car's written off. That's an expensive day out. We also have deer here, although they're imported. But we got wild deer running around, and they'll ride off a car, or even a wombat can ride off a car too. So, yeah, bit of fun. But anyway, I got that mower running. I'll ring up the council and tell them to come and collect this dead wallaby, because I don't want to dig a hole that big. I'll leave that for the professionals. So Uru.